All right, it looks like everyone has joined. I'm going on and off with video because we're having connection issues. So I might have to eventually join by phone if I have too many issues. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, excellent. So I'll call. It looks like we're missing a few people, but we'll get things started. I'll call the meeting to order. But before we kind of jump into the traditional kind of walkthrough of the agenda and review of last meeting notes, I wanted to make a little bit of an announcement. So obviously we'd hoped to make this presentation in front of our record-breaking crowd, which would have been our 2020 annual conference in Atlantic City, but the whole world went crazy since then, and we've been living in a new reality. But I didn't want to really wait any longer to present the President's Award, which is what I would have presented at the conference. So as you might recall from last year's conference, the President's Award was established to recognize someone who advocates and really serves as a champion both for the New Jersey Food Processors Association as well as the food industry as a whole. And Sam Jr., you may have been wondering why your son broke you into joining this morning. On behalf of the entire board of directors, I wanted to present you, Sam Jr., with the President's Award.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, wait. Here you go.
Look at that. So Sam, as I've obviously being fairly generally new to the organization, your fellow board members really lobbied for you this year, and when I spoke with them, I completely agreed that you are the right person for this. You're highly regarded by your leadership, and you're highly regarded within the community. You really led our organization during a challenging period, helped us bridge a gap to where we are today, and made us who we are today. And you've continued to take on a leadership role even after you served as the president. And for that, we're really thankful. So again, I'm really excited to present you with this award. Unfortunately, we're not on the podium in Atlantic City, but the message on that trophy really rings true. And as you're reading it, in recognition of steadfast advocacy, tireless commitment, and impactful leadership in advancing both the New Jersey Food Processors Association and in the regional food industry. So Sam Jr., thank you very much and congratulations.
All right, thank you. Thank you all very much.
A little bit of a setup for you.
Yeah, right, really. Well, I appreciate this. I really humble about, awards and things like that. But, really, glad that I experienced working with the New Jersey Food Processors. Glad that we were able to keep it going. In the beginning, way back in the day, it was starting to get, pretty weak from a attendance perspective and a membership perspective. And I'm glad that, when I left the board, I, left it in better shape than I did when I, joined. So, there's a lot of effort around that as well. And just very, very glad to be a participant and, work with all of you as well. So it's been a great team. And what I see from, standing on the sidelines, you guys are moving forward quite well. A lot of additional features, and that's just been great to see that it's vibrant and continuing on with a stronger force than before. So I want to congratulate you all in the job you've been doing since I've stepped down from the board.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Sam, I want to add, you've got some special guests on here. Steve,
Yeah.
This is Steve's first Zoom call. So he didn't want to miss this chance.
Yeah. I'm up here, Sam. I'm up at the top.
I see you, Steve. It's been a while. How's everything going? You look great.
I'm privileged to be here today, and I'm really honored to see you receive this award.
Well, thank you.
Can I say something, Michelle, right now?
Mark's meeting.
Of course. Yeah, no, of course.
I wanted to be on this morning because me and you go back a long way.
We do.
I remember the meetings back in 4 or 5 people. The board was 4 or 5 people. And I always said in my industry, the leadership has to come from the top. and you definitely have been a leader at every turn of the corner, Sam. Any event that we had, you attended. Any areas that we needed help, you were there. Besides, being the president was a big thing when we needed that push and that leadership and that driving force. You definitely deserve this award. I'm so honored to be here today, to be here with you, to see you receive this award. And it just made me feel good that I had this opportunity to be here to talk to you today.
Well, thank you, Steve. I greatly appreciate that, you know, and I know that you as well, you know, stood there beside me and worked you know, collectively with me and keeping things moving. So, you know, I was in good company for sure.
Yeah, and do one more thing, and I'll let some of the other guys talk. Your son and my son now have the leadership roles in your company, and it's really, I know you feel the same way I do, how nice it is to have family members that will take that leadership role, and you're in good hands.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, if I could just jump in and say something real quick, and I'll be brief, I promise. But I'm trying to think. I know it was 10 plus years ago now, but I remember actually vividly. I was in one of Sam's conference rooms, actually with Lori Maddalena, who spent a lot of time actually on the finances for the New Jersey food processors at the time, as Sam knows. And I think, you know, Sam asked me if I had any interest in getting to know the association and get involved. And at the time, you know, obviously Sam was on the board and Steve was too. And you guys were really, you know, working to rejuvenate, not necessarily in terms of from an age standpoint, but just reinvigorate, I guess is a better word, the association. And you put a lot into it. You actually used a lot of intellectual capital from your own company. I think anyone on the executive team now, obviously Sam 3, needs to flow through in some way. That's probably not entirely true, but in many cases it might be true that you have to flow through the New Jersey food processor. So your commitment to it has been huge. I've actually very much enjoyed being a part of it. I wouldn't have been if it weren't for you, and appreciate your leadership and dedication. And it's great to have Sam 3 on board now too.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, Frank Catalan on here. Sam, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Frank, how's it going?
I'm hanging in there. Just a couple quick words. Sam, I'll echo what Steve said. The way you handle the board is the way everybody ought to. So you're a good model, great model for that. You attended all the meetings. You were involved in everything. You spoke up when we needed to speak up, and you took leadership when needed to be done. So I wish I could have been able to do the same thing. You know, it's a matter of carving out time and doing what you have to do. You're a great model for that, and I'm sure your son sees that clearly in your own business too. So
Yeah.
I appreciate working with you on it. You just did a fantastic job, and like I say, I'm happy to say that the way everybody ought to treat a board and enthusiasm for an organization is the way you did it. Appreciate it, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. You know, I had a great mentor. Your father was on there with me as well back, you know, way back when. And
I'm sure.
He definitely was a great mentor.
Yeah, I know he didn't miss any meetings, and he enjoyed every piece of it, including all the social aspects and everything else. But I'm speaking for him today, so appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Sam, let me jump in here too. You know, again, as a past president, you know what's involved in leading the organization, and frankly, you really did. I mean, in terms of you know, breathing life back into it. I know it was a little dicey. Pearl went into some details. So again, thank you for everything that you've given, because the association today really would not be where we're at without your leadership. You know, it's nice to see Sam 3 involved and bringing, you know, a ton of resources to the board. So again, thank you for, we wouldn't be where we are without you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I feel honored, guys, that you recognized me in this for this award, and you know, it's good to see you all again, and you know, and certainly wish it would be under better circumstances. but I'm sure in the near future, I'd like to, catch up with y'all and just see how you all are doing, because it was great to be in all of your company, over the years, and to just, share and network and just kind of just know what's happening within, all of your worlds and your lifestyle. So I appreciate all that you guys have done for me as well.
Thank you.
Sorry. I pulled the talking on the mute like I do probably every day. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you sharing your stories. And Sam, thank you for joining us this morning. I'm glad that we started off with this. To your point, I think sometimes if you look at the news, you look at anything, it's just constantly bad news, right? So this makes me feel good that there was so much positivity in the morning. I think it'll be a good day.
Awesome.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So let's just let's jump in and get started. If everyone, hopefully everyone has the board meeting agenda and packet. If we could just review the agenda and review the minutes from the June 16th meeting. Make sure everything is good with that, and then we'll move on.
Do you want me to still stay on?
Sam, we're gonna nominate you for some level of to get back involved.
Yeah.
That was the second part of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's a bait and switch.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Eric's next. Steve's after that. It's coming.
Yeah, right.